Hi, welcome to Cooking with ABN. My name is Ashley Beal and I'm a registered dietitian. Today we have with us my friend and fellow dietitian, Jasmine Hormati, and she will be sharing with us one of her go-to recipes.
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine, and today we're gonna be doing my take on a traditional Iranian dish called Joojeh kebab. This is a dish that's traditionally done over a charcoal grill, but I live in New York City, I do not have one of those. And when I'm trying to make like a quick dinner, this is kind of like a go-to where I want some of those Iranian flavors, but I don't have the time or energy to really like make a whole grill situation happen. So that's what we're gonna make today. So Iranians, please don't come at me and get all upset and be like, this is not really Joojeh kebab, because it's really not. We're doing a simplified, easy version of it that's a homage to it. So.
A New York City apartment version.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. For ingredients that we're gonna need today, first we're gonna need some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, a lemon, a medium-ish onion, some yogurt, turmeric, and olive oil. And this is all gonna be used to make the chicken part. We're gonna marinate this first. We've also got a pack of quinoa here, quick in the microwave, no fuss sort of deal. And then we're gonna make a little salad here with tomatoes, cucumber, another lemon. There's gonna be a lot of lemon. We're gonna be using salt and pepper throughout. And then we're also gonna make a tahini dressing for fun to just bring it all together. We're gonna make this nice grain bowl with everything. So we'll have tahini and minced garlic, some more lemon, and we've got cooking spray for when we're making our chicken. So for equipment today, we are going to need 2 knives. A meat thermometer, if you have it, is helpful. Not necessary, but helpful. We're gonna have 2 different cutting boards, one for our chicken and one for our fresh produce, because we don't want any cross-contamination. We wanna be safe here. We will need 2 bowls, one to marinate our chicken and one to mix our salad in, and a baking sheet. And you can put some foil on there just to make it easier for cleanup at the end. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is marinate our chicken. We wanna do a marinade for about 30 minutes. If you can go longer, great, but 30 minutes minimum would be sufficient. So what we're gonna do to start is take out our chicken. Sometimes I like to cut off some of this like excess fat just because I don't really need it and it's just gonna weird texturally, I feel like. So I'll take off some of that, but you don't have to get too like into it. It's not a big deal. And then we're just gonna cut this into some cubes. Sometimes I'll use scissors too to like take the fat off because that's sometimes easier. We're looking for pieces about like this size here. And then you can just like throw that into your bowl. And you can see I'm not like keeping it all perfect and everything, like, you know, just do the best you can kind of thing. We're not aiming for perfection.
It all gets eaten the same way.
We are switching to scissors, people.
If you have kitchen shears, highly recommend.
Yeah, definitely makes it easier to take some of this stuff off. Yeah, it's so much easier sometimes with some scissors, you know, and it gets a little faster. Just depends on your knife skills and what you feel comfortable doing. If you feel overwhelmed with a recipe, like call a friend, make it together.
Yes, FaceTime. Talk to somebody while you're doing it.
Yeah. And I've definitely made this with chicken breast before too, and it's definitely tastes great. But with chicken breast, you have to be a little bit more mindful of cook time because it can dry pretty easily. But yeah, thighs can be more forgiving in that sense. All right, chicken is done. I'm gonna wash my hands. All right, so now we're gonna start adding the other ingredients to the chicken. So we're gonna take our onion and our lemon and wash those. And then we're gonna be adding our other ingredients. So I'm gonna take about maybe like a 3/4 of a cup to a cup of yogurt. You can certainly make the marinade first and then taste it and then put your chicken in later. I just like to see the chicken and then kind of eyeball like how much do I actually need to put in here. Yeah. For the onion, we're gonna cut off the root because we're not dicing this. We're gonna have larger chunks. So we're just gonna cut that and peel. I always feel like I cry when I chop onions, so we'll see if that happens today. Hopefully not. We're just gonna cut it in half and then maybe thirds so I can have a little bit smaller chunks. The tears are coming, but that is okay. I'm gonna toss this in here. Sometimes I kind of break it up a little bit just to like get some like smaller pieces. That way it's getting more surface area with all the marinade and everything and like helping to marinate the chicken. Then we're gonna cut our lemon. I think we might use half for this. If you have seeds, you can like squeeze it out in your hand and catch the seeds that way. If you do see seeds, just pick them out. Maybe I'll use the whole lemon, we'll see. I also learned this from my mom of just like taking a knife or a fork and sort of like running the lemon on it.
Smart.
Be careful, of course, because the blade is facing you, but you know, just get a little bit extra. I think I'm gonna do the whole lemon. I don't know how much juice is like in your lemons. We are now gonna take our oil and pour that in, maybe about a tablespoon or 2. We're gonna do some pepper. Adding some salt here as well. And then we're gonna add our turmeric. Now, how much turmeric you add also kind of depends on how much you like turmeric. Traditionally, this recipe uses saffron. Saffron is super expensive.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm trying to use every day when I'm doing my everyday type cooking. So I am trying to get some color from the turmeric, but also get some flavor from it. So that is partially why I might add a little bit more, but due to how much you like.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's see, maybe about like a teaspoon-ish. You can always add some more. And then I'm gonna go in with my hands and mix this all. You can certainly use like a spoon or a spatula, but I prefer just to do it with my hands because I feel like it's just like easier. You can see we're just mixing it by hand. I might add a little bit more turmeric if I don't think it looks yellow enough.
Yes.
So
it's such a great color.
yeah, Ashley, if you wanna add a little bit more, just like a couple of dashes.
Okay, tell me when. Oh God.
There you go, that's probably good.
Okay.
Yeah. Just wanna make sure everything gets coated in this marinade. That's gonna help make the chicken more flavorful. The onions help do that as well. If you have any like chunks of onions still that are stuck together, you can break those apart. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is what it kind of looks like now. All mixed together, it kind of looks goopy and everything, but
It smells good.
yeah, we're gonna toss this into the fridge for about 30 minutes minimum, and then we'll bake it later. All right, so the chicken is in the fridge marinating, and we're gonna tidy up a little bit before we move on to the next step. Cleaning while you go is super helpful, just for the end where you don't have to like do it all. So now we're gonna do our tahini dressing. This is optional. You can kind of put whatever you want, but because we're making kind of a grain bowl, I thought it might be fun to put some sort of dressing to put, you know, just bring it all together, give it some more flavor. So we'll do that because that one we also want to just put in the fridge so it gets a little cold. So I've got, let's say, quarter cup-ish or a little bit more than a quarter cup of tahini in this jar. I love using a jar to mix dressings and things like that because you can just put the top on and shake it, and it's great. I'm gonna finish up using this lemon. We'll probably add another half. Again, this is all kind of to taste. So if you want something with a little bit more like acidic flavor, add more lemon. If you want a little less, add a little less. All right, I got a seed in here, so I'm trying to fish that out.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm gonna do one more lemon. All right, thank you. Do another half a lemon here. Also, another pro tip, if you are like me and you use a lot of lemon, sometimes I like to wash like maybe 5 or 6 of them, juice them all, put them in a jar and keep them in the fridge. It makes it super easy for like if I'm making pasta with lemon or a salad or some sort of dressing, it makes life very easy. All right, we're gonna hold on to that other half for later. So we got our tahini and our lemon juice in here. We are gonna add just a little bit of oil because the tahini already has some fat. This is gonna just help emulsify things a little bit. So maybe like a teaspoon. Add some salt. Again, you can add some to the dressing right now, but then you can always add more to taste later on. We're gonna put a little bit of minced garlic. This is already pre-chopped, so that is a nice little hack. But you can also grate fresh garlic if you want, if you got like a microplane, or you can do garlic powder, so whatever you prefer. And if you don't like garlic, you can skip the garlic altogether. This is a very much like do what you like kind of dressing. We'll do like a quarter teaspoon of garlic.
Nice.
Something I forgot to mention in the ingredients is honey. It's just something to like give it a little bit of sweetness to bring it all together. So you can use honey. I've used maple syrup in the past as well.
Oh,
so
wow.
whatever you want is like a little bit of a sweetener. You don't need to put too much. I do like to put a little bit of water just to help also.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. Sometimes this recipe, I've done it many times. Like sometimes it's more runny, sometimes it's a little bit more thick and we
Yep.
just roll with it.
Yep.
But yeah, then we're just gonna shake it up. You know, fancy. Let's see. So yeah, you can kind of see from this consistency, like it's kind of stuck to the lid a little bit and it's a bit thicker here. It almost kind of like feels like hummusy looking. Yeah, if you want to give it a taste, see what you think.
Yes, I would love to.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think that might actually be spot on.
Oof. That is so good. No notes.
All right, amazing. So we're gonna put this in the fridge.
Yum.
This is lovely on a lot of things. Roasting asparagus or some sort of vegetables in the oven, toss this on there, salads, whatever you want.
Amazing.
It's one of our go-tos. So we're
Yes.
gonna put that in the fridge.
Okay.
Now we're gonna move on to our salad. So we've got our cucumber and we've got our tomatoes. This is also my take on an Iranian classic called Salad Shirazi, and it's basically a combination of cucumber, tomato, onion. We're gonna skip the onion because, again, I'm in the middle of the week. I don't need to put onion in everything. I don't want to chop a bunch of onions. So yeah, so it's those ingredients plus some lemon, olive oil, salt, pepper.
Amazing.
Very simple, very basic. Traditionally, it is chopped and kind of finely, a little bit more cubed. But we're gonna do like a really chunky salad because we're trying to keep things a little bit easy. We wanna make it quick and just taste good. That's all that matters.
Yes.
So we're gonna wash these first and then we'll get to chopping.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna chop off the ends here. We don't need those. And then I'm gonna cut this in half and then cut it in half lengthwise. Depending on your cucumbers, you know, if you like want to have them like thicker, you can do moon shaped like that. I'm gonna make this one a little bit smaller, so I'm gonna cut it in fourths. And then we're just gonna chop this up.
It's so perfect for a bowl type thing because it's all bite size. You can just kind of mix it in there.
Yeah, that's something that sometimes I try to think about is like, all right, what's the utensil I'm gonna be eating this with? And like, can I pick up everything, make a nice like bite of, you know, with all the ingredients in it.
Yes, exactly. That is
what do they say?
key.
Design the bite.
Yeah, wait a minute. I love that. I've not heard that. Design the bite.
I feel like I hear that a lot from like food influencers and stuff on the gram.
I love that. I feel like I need to use that.
So we're gonna take this and put it in this bowl right here. I'll start with the tomatoes. You could cut off this part of the tomato where like the vine was like stuck to it, or the stem. You don't have to though. And again, I'm just gonna cut this in half first. And then I think I might cut it into thirds or fourths, depending on the size of the tomato. I like to cut them on the round side, even though that's not technically safe. This is the safer way because it's a flatter surface and a round object is a little bit hard to cut when it's on its rounded side. But with tomatoes, because they're so fresh, all the stuff usually comes out. I do cut them on the round side. So yeah, we've got like little pieces like this that we're just gonna toss in here as well. I feel like also the first time when you're trying a new recipe, you're gonna make mistakes.
Yes.
It's expected. You're gonna make a mess because you don't know what you're doing yet. Like, it's totally understandable. But yeah, kind of going into that like learner's mindset, just being like, all right, like I'm just gonna see how this goes. Okay, cool. So we've got our salad in here.
Beautiful.
And we're gonna probably put maybe another full lemon in here. So we're just gonna squeeze this lemon juice. By the way, if you don't feel comfortable doing this with a knife, a fork works really great too.
Oh yeah.
I've just been doing this for a long time, so I feel okay to do that. Thank you. Food safety.
Yes.
Okay, so we got lemon juice. We're gonna drizzle oil to your liking, maybe like a tablespoon-ish, and then salt to taste, and pepper to taste as well. So yeah, so then we've got everything in here, and we're just gonna give it a little stir with our spoon here. And if you feel like, oh, like I kind of want more tomatoes or I want more cucumber, like feel free to add that in if you want. Again, like you can put onion in here to make it a little bit more traditional, but you don't have to. And we're just trying to go easy dinner, middle of the week kind of situation.
Yes.
You want to give that a taste and see if it needs anything?
Oh my goodness, I would love to.
Is it punchy?
It's very punchy, but in a good way.
Okay.
Good
cool.
lemon flavor.
Nice. Cool. Well, yeah, we can put this in the fridge as well now. And then once we're ready to cook our meal and put our bowl together, we'll pull it back out.
Perfect.
So that's gonna go into the fridge. And then we're gonna clean up a little bit. The chicken's still marinating. We're gonna give that a little bit more time. So we're gonna go put up our feet and hang out for a bit and then come back. This is a great time to clean any dishes if you want. If you have some downtime, feel free to do that. All right, so we are back. We have our chicken here that has been marinating in the fridge. So that is gonna be ready to go. And we're gonna place it on our pre-foiled pan. And then that's gonna go into the oven. With the oven, you wanna put your rack on the top level because we are gonna broil this chicken and that will give it some nice charring and some good flavor. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna spray the foil first. Okay. Just give it a nice little spray. And then I like to separate the chicken and the onions, just to put them on like different sides of the sheet. You don't have to. So I'm just gonna lay out the chicken in a row and put my onions on this side.
Does it help to cook the onions a little more when you separate them? Or do you just like to know like what are the onions and what are the chicken?
Yeah, I think I just like doing it that way because I can see it, and then also like they might char at different rates. So I'm just keeping that in mind if you like want to take it out at a certain point. Everyone's oven is a little bit different, so you know we're gonna suggest a certain amount of time, but obviously go to your oven temp and see what it looks like, and having that meat thermometer is super helpful. Just try to like space these out a little bit because we don't want them to be like super close so they steam. So just like keep that in mind in terms of your pan size.
Yeah.
All right, and then I just need to wash my hands.
Yes.
Okay, so so this is ready to go in the oven. We're gonna turn on the broiler on high, and we'll put about like an 8-minute timer, and then we'll check and see how's it look. Do we need to rotate it? Do we need to turn over any chicken pieces? Do we need to remove any of the onions? And we'll also temp it just to see where it's at. We wanna get it to 165. That is what poultry is supposed to be cooked at. We want it to be safe. So we'll check it and see where it's at, and then maybe add a little bit more time if we need to. Okay, so while our chicken is in the oven, we are going to cook our quinoa. So the instructions say to tear open this a little bit, put it in the microwave for 90 seconds. So we'll just cook it like that. Very easy, no fuss. We're gonna pop that in the microwave. I'll cut it. All right, so our chicken is done. It was temped at about 165. And you can see there's some nice charring on some of the onions and the chicken. You could definitely go more if you want, but we're happy with this. So we're just gonna put it over here to cool down a little bit. And then we're gonna start building our bowls. All right, so we're gonna put some quinoa down here. There you go.
Thank you.
And then we can sort of just put some of the chicken on there. Grab some pieces of chicken. If you want to grab some of your charred onions, you can add those in there too. I personally love onions. Not everyone does, that's okay. And then you can give your salad a little bit of a stir because it's been in the fridge for a bit and the dressing's all at the bottom. And then you can plate some of that in your bowl as well. Then we have our dressing. It's probably a little bit solidified at this point, which is okay. If you want to like make it a little runnier, you can add water, or if you're okay with this kind of consistency, that's fine. It might melt a little bit once you put it on the chicken and the warm quinoa. It almost feels like hummus, and that's basically what the bowl looks like.
Now for the best part. Let's get a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll do.
Oh my goodness, so good.
Yay, I'm glad you like it.
Yes.
The fun thing about this is you can do this in a lot of different ways. Like if you don't have quinoa, you wanna use another grain, use another grain. If you wanna roast vegetables, put that in there, do that. Or other fresh vegetables, have a salad on the side, you could do that. If you have tortillas, you can make a wrap. Lots of different ways to eat this thing.
That's great. No, this is lovely. Thank you so much for coming and sharing this with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was so much fun.
Yes.
And hopefully you all enjoy it.
Yeah, let us know if you want to leave some comments below. As always, thank you all for being here with us, and I will see you next time.